Hello and welcome to my channel. I wanted to do a swatching of my favorite colors, my favorite watercolors. It's like picking your favorite children because I love most of the colors I have, and it's hard to choose, but this is going to be a lot because I couldn't just break it down to 20 or 10. So I'm going to swatch all of the ones that I just decided to pick out from some different brands that I have, and ones that I tend to always want to have in a palette if I'm going to make a palette, or if I'm using like my deep light palette, the colors I always go for that. My Essee, which colors I just really love. And there's usually no rhyme or reason why those are like my favorite above the other ones. I'm going to put this light on. I hope it doesn't add too much glare, but it'll be brighter. But I'm going to randomly just start swatching out my favorite colors, and I hope you enjoy this video because these are truly exceptional pigments that they have something special in them that really keeps me coming back to them. So let's see. The first one that I'm going to swatch, you're not going to understand why I like this so much, because it's called Dirty Yellow and it's by Essee. And I have no idea why this captivated me so much, but I just love it. And it's similar to, in a way, a buff titanium, but it's called Dirty Yellow and it's by Essee. And for me, it's just, sometimes there's a color that just speaks to you and you don't know really why. But this is one, and I just really like it. So this one is called Dirty Yellow, and it's by Essee. Okay, I can't buy from Essee anymore, but I have a lot of their paints. And so let's see, the next color from Essee is their Naples Yellow. And I really think their Naples Yellow is a beautiful yellow. I'm using my Etcher, which one is this? This is the Etcher Perfect Sketchbook. It's the really nice one. And I haven't been using it because it's really nice paper, but I figure in honor of the end of 2025 and bringing in 2026, I would go ahead and use this paper today to do this. So now this is Naples Yellow by Essee. If you're in Europe, you can order from them. I don't know if they're selling to the US anymore. Their shipping is very high if you do, unless they fix that, but they really didn't adjust. Like, I think Deep Light's made an adjustment so that to accommodate us here in the US that are trapped behind the Iron Curtain. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's see. Where did I do with my, where did I put that Dirty Yellow? I'm going to put these away as I go so I make room because I pulled out a lot of different palettes. Then this other one is from Essee as well. I'm going to go ahead and just do these Essee colors. This is called Northern Lights, and this green is special. I just really love it. It's bright and yet muted, if that makes any sense. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous green. It's called Northern Lights, and I'm dripping all over my paper. Okay, Northern Lights. I'll stick this back in here. Okay, now I can close this one up. Now I'm going to, this is Essee Northern Lights. And now let's go on to, there's another one from Essee that I just love it. It's my favorite salmon. It's such a beautiful salmon color that I just have to, and I got this one in one of their, it was one of the first, I think it was the first tin I ever got, the Mediterranean set from Essee. And it contained this beautiful salmon, and it's actually it really is my favorite salmon, and I love it so much. It's gorgeous, and because there's are handmade, I had ordered I think another salmon just to have it on hand, and it's nice, but it's not. They're not all exactly the same because, of course, you know, it's not made synthetically, and so things can have variations. Let me try this. Okay, and that's Salmon Naples. They may have changed the name. I think it's just salmon now. And this is Essee. Beautiful color. Let me put it back where it belongs. And now I'm going to go on to another one from Essee, from the little truffle set, is a earth color called Morelone, and it's beautiful. I think I put too much water. It's gorgeous. I really enjoyed this little truffle set. It's browns mostly and blacks, and it's to do truffles. But I've actually enjoyed painting with this. They have another color in here, the Limonite. Works really well if you're, oh, let me just go ahead and swatch it because I like it. Limonite. It's almost like a, similar to a raw sienna in a way. So, this is Morelone. And Limonite. I'm not spelling that probably. Let me look. Oh. All right. On to, I'm going to swatch here my favorite Gallo blue, and I use it a lot in my skies. I just love it. And it's called Zirconium Blue, and it's by Gallo. And I didn't wet these ahead of time, but I think it'll be okay. And I'm actually I love so many of these colors, and some of them are so beautiful, but I just haven't used them as much. I mean, I'm showing you ones that I use quite a bit. So this is called Zirconium Blue. Okay, and I love a color in here called Pietra Pink. Pietra Pink, I just want to pick the right one, from Gallo. Such a delicate, beautiful pink. It's like a rosy color. And this is Gallo. And this is Gallo also. And this is Zirconium Blue. Okay. I think, oh, they also have a really nice, well, I do love Nocturno. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna, and they have a beautiful Lapis Lazuli. Let's do the Lapis Lazuli. Now, Lapis Lazuli typically is not a very heavily pigmented color, but this works very well if you're using it in skies as well. Water. This paint's a little rough. This paper's a little rougher than I remembered it being. Okay. You know which one I should show you on here from Gallo, but I have to go looking for it. It's a Yinmin Blue, but it's very expensive. You can get it in a set, combined, and then it's less, but that is one heck of a gorgeous blue. But I am not going to swatch that today. So the next color I'm going to do, let's grab some, I discovered Old Holland this year. Old Holland watercolors. I had been using their oil paints for years, but I didn't realize that they had a watercolor line. And I tried I was doing a comparison of their Cobalt Light, and I do like it, but I'm going to I have a favorite Cobalt Light, and my favorite Cobalt Light still is Windsor and Newton Cobalt Light. So that one still held its own. This one I love this violet. It's violet gray. Gorgeous color. This is it's kind of like a lavender. I think, let me turn the light off and hopefully you can see well. I just think that light's going to shine, especially on the wet paint. It puts a lot of glare right on that water. So I will just do it this way. Maybe I'm going to put water down first. Maybe that'll help. All right, and then the next one is, okay, this blue, oh my gosh. This is a green. It's called Davy's Gray, and it is a green. Actually, it's Davy's Gray from Old Holland. Oh, it's going to be, there we go. This is quite muted. Actually, there is a Davy's Gray that I might like more. I don't know if I've pulled that one. But this one, in this palette, it's been used quite a bit. I can see by what's been dug into the most. Okay, let's go back and do Old Holland. And that is Violet Gray. And this one is Old Holland. Davy's Gray. Also, they have, what is this one? There's a color, I can't pronounce it. It's a Scheveningen Blue. Scheveningen, it's the name of the town that Old Holland is from. It's very nice. SCH even, I think it's Ingen Blue. Old Holland. So, I hope you can see everything on camera. I'm going to double check here. Check I think you can, yep. All right, on to my favorites from Deep Deep Light. Okay, that's for my Essee colors from and put those away. All right, Deep Deep Light. I use them a lot. I love so many of their colors, but there's certain ones for some reason that I just have to use all the time, that I just love so much. And one of those, it's called Rose Marakesh. And I fell in love with this color when it came out. And I actually bought, you know, prior to the tariffs taking effect, I went in and bought a few of these so that I wouldn't run out, because I didn't know what was going to happen with that. And so this is, I'm going to do DDL for Deep Deep Light, and this is Rose Marakesh. It's so beautiful, muted, kind of a rosy color. Where did it go? Where do I put it? I think I'll put it right here. All right, next color I will swatch will be Mirabelle. Again, another Deep Deep Light. I'm going to clean this off. Okay. It's a lovely golden yellow. And I can show you the lighter tone in there, the darker. Mirabelle. All right, my absolute, I use this blue so much. I love this blue. It's called Haze Blue. And it's again, it's kind of a muted blue. It's just phenomenal. I just love it. I don't know. I hope you like it too. It's kind of different. I guess if you like the muted palettes, you're gonna like some of my colors. This blue work, I use this blue in a recent, well, I use it a lot, but in one in particular, I did use this in some birds I painted. And I used the Rose Marakesh. So it's kind of a combination. Put a little bit of the pink in there. And then another color I love, again, you're probably not going to understand why I love it, but it is called Gray Ochre. And I use this one in my bird too. And this is Gray Ochre by Deep Deep Light. I just think it's such a useful color. gray ochre. There's another one I want to do. I forgot to pull that one. It's Forest Pigeon. Where's my Forest Pigeon? Here it is. I really love this blue, this Forest Pigeon blue. Kind of a gray blue. Reminds me of a color I used to like in Crayola crayons called Cadet Blue. I don't know if any of you ever used Crayola crayons growing up. The big box set. Okay, that's Forest Pigeon. Oh, and this is Haze Blue. Forest Pigeon. All right, next is Mashas Green. It's a beautiful, bright, yet earthy green. I think I'm going to end up having to stop my video because I think somebody's come home. Such a shame. But because I really wanted to finish this. I might have to finish it tomorrow night. And yeah, I'm gonna have to stop the video. I'll be back. Hi, so I am back. It's actually the next day, but you can't really tell the difference because it's nighttime again. And I'm going to finish swatching some of my favorite colors from 2025. Ones that I tend to use the most, like to have in most of my palettes, reach for all the time. And I think I left off with Mashas Green. And now I'm going to go on to a color called Butterfly by Deep Deep Light. And it is a very delicate, light beigeish green. And I really love it. It's really good. I've used it in florals. So like, you know, when flowers are kind of have that, where the petals aren't completely white, but they have some green to them, or it's just been a very useful color, and one I really like to use. Like I said, especially if I'm doing flowers and even leaves. It's just a pretty color that I use quite more than I do other ones. So I'm including it in this grouping. Let me write Deep Deep Light, and that was Butterfly. And the last one from Deep Deep Light I'm going to swatch today. Well, I think I'm going to do another one. So I'm going to do Acorn Rust because I really love that one too. And well, I love a lot of them, but I'm going to limit it as much as I can. Well, let's see. I do like there's There's so many pretty colors. I guess I can't pick just a couple. There's one that is their version of Ultramarine, which is called, I have to find it. Getting paint on my hands. I'm going to turn this light on, make it a little bit brighter. And that is lavender, forget me not, dragonfly, indigo, deep blue. Oh, I do love deep blue too. Primary blue, water lily, dragonfly. French blue. So the French blue is their version of ultramarine. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch that for you now. Now, admittedly, I don't use a lot of ultramarine. I know a lot of people have it in their palette as like an absolute staple. But when I found this one, I said, oh, I'm going to use more of it because I think it's a lovely color. Absolutely. And this is called French Blue by Deep Deep Light. And I think it's their ultramarine, their French ultramarine. So it's French Blue, Deep Deep Light. All right, the next one I'm going to swatch is Flax by Deep Deep Light. And I think this one is special. Again, it's a muted color. It's a grayish blue, but it's lovely. And a lot of these that I'm swatching for you, I like them so much, I stocked up a little bit. So I have more than one pan of them. So this is Flax. It's a light bluish gray. And the last one I will be swatching today from Deep Deep Light is Acorn Rust. Oh, this isn't, that's burnt sienna. Where is Acorn Rust? Oh, I pulled the wrong one. Oh, that's night raspberry. Did I move it? Caputomortum. Did I misplace it? Bramble. Oh, I know. I'm on the wrong end. Acorn Rust. All right, that is good for that page. Now all of the other ones I'm going to swatch are tubes from Michael Harding. Oh, did I do Solstice Fern? I forgot. Oh, I lied. I have one more to do. Solstice Fern. This is actually my favorite green, or at least it's the one that I use the most from Deep Deep Light. And I'm going to include it over here. Oh, these will bleed together. That'll be interesting. Break that off. Okay, Solstice Fern. Making more room. All right, put this away. And I'm going to grab another piece of paper. And I did this swatch in my Etcher Perfect Sketchbook, cold press. And I'll do these in, oh, not that one. This paper works. This sketchbook. The paper's thin, but it does nicely when you're swatching. So let's start with a color I love that is by Windsor and Newton. And this is, I think this was a retro color that they introduced back probably about a year or so ago. And it's called Ultramarine Ash. And it is, again, kind of that theme of a muted grayish blue. And it's a lovely color. And, you know, it might be because I live on the coast in San Francisco, and we get a lot of overcast, foggy days. So the sky's not blue all the time. And if it is, it's kind of a gray blue. So I do love this color. And it's called Ultramarine Ash. I wonder if I may change the way I'm swatching these. Let me do this instead of the circles. I do need to film. I remembered that I had this 12 days of Christmas advent calendar I had ordered from Etcher that I'm going to need to open all of the days for. I'm wondering if I should wait. I might do that tomorrow if I have time. Otherwise, I may wait till the 6th, which is the official 12th day of Christmas. And anyway, I don't know if you can see this, but this is a beautiful blue. Yes, I love it. A gray blue. I'm going to do, this is Windsor Newton. Sorry, I'm snorting. I have allergies. I should go take a antihistamine or a decongestant. And this is Ultramarine Ash. Let's pick another. Another Windsor Newton color that is a favorite of mine, and it is my favorite of this. Now, this color is not unique to any to this brand, but I like their version of it the most, which is Cobalt Turquoise Light by Windsor Newton. Very rich. Oh, I probably put too much on my brush. And this is a beautiful color. And the next one, okay, so that's Windsor Newton. Cobalt Turquoise Light. And let me see if I have another Windsor Newton one that I'm going to, yes, Mineral Gray. Mineral Gray. Beautiful gray. Very, very useful. This makes me want to paint a overcast sky right now. Cloudy sky. That's Mineral Gray. By Windsor Newton. And let's see, do I have any more? Yes. Oh, my all-time favorite. I have to have this in every one of my palettes. It's Rose Dore. I fell in love with their version of Rose Dore, and nobody has come close to my favorite Rose Dore except for Windsor Newton. This version is my favorite. If you're doing like a sunset, to roll this in with some of the yellow. Oh shoot, I mixed this in with the blue. I wonder what's going to happen if I swatch this. Mixed it with the blue by accident, but I don't think I got enough in there to make a difference. Where did it go? there is, when this dries, you're going to see there is like almost like an orangey peachy undertone to this color that is something, this is the quality that I like, and that for me sets it apart from the others. And I'm actually going to turn this light off for now because I think it's going to glare if I'm having the light on right now. And now I think that was it for Windsor and Newton. Let's do some Holbein colors that I really like. I think I only picked a couple, right? Yeah, just 2 Holbein that I'm going to feature today. One is Mineral Violet. This is my all-time most favorite violet. I've been using it for years. I don't use a lot of violet typically in my paintings. I do, especially if I'm doing florals or fruits and vegetables, things like that. Very rich. And there's, I don't know if I want to say this is granulating, but there is color separation, and it's, I think it's stunning. And this is Holbein. And then my favorite red that I discovered this year is called, one of my favorites, I have 2. This one's Pyrrole Rubin by Holbein. Turn the light on because the yellow light was making this look pinker than I think it is. Almost like a magenta, but I never really noticed it being that much. But when I turn the light on, it looks more reddish. Pyrrole Rubin, Holbein. Okay. Now let's jump over to, I have a few Daniel Smith colors that I really like. And, well, I like a lot of them. I mean, I like a lot of all these brands' colors, but these are the ones I've chosen to highlight today. I have 3 that I'm going to, oh, no, I have 4. Right? Make sure. Yep. So the first one, since I'm next to the reds, is this deep scarlet. So this is my favorite red. Use it. If I have to use red, this is usually the red I go to. Red on my fingers now. And it's so rich, so deep, and it it is a warmer red. So I tend to like warmer reds, and that's, I think the Pyrrole is cooler. That's what it looks like to me here, comparing to next side by side. And this is Deep Scarlet by Daniel Smith, so DS for Daniel Smith. Yeah, so nice. Look at these. This page is beautiful. Some of the page dips because it's a very thin paper. I use so much paper for swatching. I'm wasting, I don't like to use my thicker, more expensive paper, but I think you can, this paper does allow for you to get a good idea of what it looks like. There's a very light texture, and it has a nice feel to it, but it's very thin. It's a sketchbook. Next color I'm going to swatch out is called Coral Reef, and this is a brand new color from Daniel Smith. I think it came out this year, and I love it. And I have used it in some of my paintings of confections, like some popsicles and cupcakes and things like that, and it's turned out really nice. And it's a very pretty color. It's more opaque, but you can get it to be more transparent. All right, and that is Coral Reef, Daniel Smith. And another one that I love from Daniel Smith that I use often is Quinacridone Burnt Scarlet. And the color speaks for itself. Okay. Daniel Smith. Quinacridone. Burnt Scarlet. That's a mouthful. It's so pretty. I hope you can see this. You'll see it, I think, when I bring it up close to the camera and I take pictures and close-ups. But and last but not least, on the Daniel Smith train, I'm going to do Bloodstone Genuine. Now, I'm not sure how light fast this is, actually. Light fastness series 2. So let's compare it to something that would be light fast in Daniel Smith. Probably this one, but it's covered with a, okay. Conforms to ASTMD, okay. Light fastness series 1. So this is not as light fast, I think. Let me try another one. Because each brand might have a different way of, okay, Quinacridone Burnt Scarlet is series 2 for light fastness. I'm going to pick one that I know for sure would be light fast in Daniel Smith. Like Ultramarine, that's got to be, right? Oh, that's Windsor and Newton. Is Cerulean Blue? Probably. Okay, light fastness for Cerulean Blue is 3. So Bloodstone is on the lower end of light fastness compared to some other colors. But I like it for the effects it gives. And I do a lot of, I don't use this in anything I would sell, but I do a lot of work in my sketchbook anyway. So, you know, to be honest, I work in watercolor mostly in sketchbook. I have some completed pieces. I've sold some, but I've sold more when it came down to actually showing and selling my work. It's mostly was in oil paints and some acrylic. And right now I'm just working and not really, I'm producing things, but I'm really not, maybe I'm getting ready for when I'm ready to go back out there and post my work for sale and maybe do some shows, things like that. But and people do reach out to me if I post a picture of something and they like it and I could sell it. But when I went back to work full time, it's just another side to my life that I just haven't focused on so much. Bloodstone Genuine. And this definitely is very granulating. All right. And that was it for Daniel Smith. And I have room for 2 more, and those 2 are going to be M. Graham. So I found, let me alternate this here. So Quinacridone Rust is a color I discovered. when I was looking to add, after falling in love with the Payne's Gray from M. Graham. And I had a few paints, but I had never really collected them. And I just said, oh no, these are lovely. Let me try some more colors. So here, oh, look at this. This is so pretty. What a beautiful brown. And this is Quinacridone Rust by M. Graham. If you have time, I would love to hear comments on what your favorite colors are. If you have special ones that you found that you fell in love with this year, that you found yourself reaching for most, or of the ones that I've shown you today, which ones are your favorites? I would love to hear from you. Also, I would really love it if you would subscribe to my channel, help me grow my channel, and maybe give it a thumbs up and add notifications so you'll get notified when I post a new video. Yeah, that would be really, really appreciated. Thank you. Yeah. So the next one is Payne's Gray. In here. So this turned out to be, I think this ended up being my favorite when I did the comparison of all the Payne's Gray, and that video is called 50 Shades of Payne's Gray. You can find it in my playlist. And I think it was about 11 or 12 different Payne's Grays that I swatched. I bought all different brands. A lot of brands. So I discovered this one in the process, and it turned out to be my favorite. It has a nice blue undertone, which I like, but not too much. So this Payne's Gray really hit the spot for me. And let's drop some water in here. And this is M. Graham. And M. Graham. Payne's Gray. Yeah, when these dry, you'll get to see better. Let's go back to this side because I think these are mostly dry. Oh, not quite. Okay, I need to find another paper for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll get a smaller piece of paper. I'm hunting for a backside of something. Yep, this will work. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pause. I got to wash out my little palette. Okay, I'm back. Let's see here. Let's start with a color called Belladonna from Michael Harding. So all of these are going to be Michael Harding paints. MH from Michael Harding, and this is Belladonna. And this is a color that he created for his, I think for his watercolor line, actually, specifically. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think happened. I'm not sure if belladonna, if they have belladonna in his oil paints. I love his oil paints. They're like my favorite. And that looks so beautiful. It's similar to Mineral Violet. Let me look at them next to. They're very similar. They are actually. I never thought of that. Okay, the next color I'm going to swatch next to Belladonna is, I really like the Raw Sienna Light from Michael Harding. So this version, if memory serves me correctly, I think this is one of my favorites. So and that's why I pulled it. They also have a Raw Sienna Dark, but I do like this lighter one for Raw Sienna. Just turn the light off again. So remember, I've swatched my Mike Harding paints in the past. They're very highly pigmented. So little goes a very long way. Okay, the next color I'm going to swatch from Michael Harding's. This is Raw Sienna Light. And this one is Moss Green. This is really beautiful. I hope you can see what I see when I swatch this. Okay. Wow, that's so pretty. That is a pretty green. My goodness. Wow. All right. The next color is Forest Green. I've used a lot of it. A lot of what I've used them for is filling palettes with it because I like the color so much I have to put it in every palette that I take with me or have. So maybe use a different brush. And of course, this is a much cooler green. It's got like the blue undertones that most forest greens have. And that's forest green. And the last color I am going to swatch today is Perylene Green by Michael Harding. These are great green for the shadows in the forest, under the trees. And it's similar somewhat to forest green, but we'll see next to each other. Not the same, but I think it's stunning. Let's get some undertone in here. Look at that. Wow. This is Michael Harding Perylene Green. Yeah. These Michael Harding paints, they're just really beautiful colors. They're very, very high quality paints. Okay, well, I have swatched my favorites, which could be debatable because I have many favorites, and I picked many of them. But these really are colors that I reached for constantly during 2025, and they are favorites of mine. So here is the first sheet. I have a lot of Essee colors. These are very muted. And I love Rose Marakesh. I love this Zirconium Blue. It's just so pretty. This Lapis Lazuli, so nice. Mirabelle, beautiful yellow. This Naples Yellow is stunning. I do love this dirty yellow. It can substitute, I think, from a buff titanium. And then this, let's see, this is deep, deep light forest pigeon. So pretty. Mashas Green. Haze Blue. Love it. Just love this tone so much. Gray Ochre. I can't pick a favorite. It's like picking your favorite child. Yeah. And let's look at these. These aren't quite dry yet. I will take pictures at the end when they dry. This Windsor and Newton is Ultramarine Ash. It's just beautiful. I love it. Never get tired of it. This turquoise, cobalt turquoise light is a beautiful one. Mineral gray, just really great for like foggy, kind of overcast gray day. Well, you can use it also for buildings and for concrete and stones. I mean, there's just so many options for these colors. This is the Quinacridone Rust, which is so beautiful. And I do love this coral reef and the rose Dore. Anyway, obviously I like all of these or I wouldn't be picking them. And this Payne's Gray is gorgeous. Don't know if I got enough of the lighter tone in there for you to see the undertone well enough. Gonna push some of this back while I still can. And when it dries, I think you'll be able to see it better. And then we have these I just swatched. Belladonna, this moss green is gorgeous. This Perylene is beautiful. And I do love this raw sienna. For a raw sienna, which is a very, very useful color, I do love this version. So let me actually turn the light on and see if you can see it better. So you have both with the light and without the light. I will put in my description a list of all of my favorite colors from 2025. Today is officially the last day of 2025. It is December 31st, 2025. So I waited to the very last minute to do this video. Anyway, I really want to thank you for joining me today. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a wonderful new year. I hope you stay safe and healthy, and I hope you have a prosperous, fulfilling year full of creativity, love, kindness, and friendship. Enjoy this year, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.